The word Karen has become a modern meme used to describe entitled people, usually middle-aged white women, who throw public tantrums, mistreat workers, and even call the cops over petty nonsense. Most of the time, they get away with it, but sometimes they mess with the wrong crowd and reality hits back. Today, we'll check out the most outrageous Karens who finally got what they deserved. So hit that like button, subscribe, and let's dive in. Our first story takes us to the lively streets of San Mateo Tecolopan in the state of Mexico. Picture a typical busy street, cars squeezing through, pedestrians trying to cross, everyone in a rush. And then, out of nowhere, one woman manages to bring the entire area to a standstill. What did she do? Well, she decided to park her car against traffic on a narrow street.
¿Por qué no se quiere mover, Jaime? Va a llegar la grúa, señora.
Ya sé que me multen. No me van a multar porque conozco mis leyes.
Not only that, but she literally left the car right in the middle of the road and walked off to do some shopping. No hazard lights, no quick stop, just, yeah, I'll leave my car here, deal with it. Within minutes, chaos broke out. Horns were blasting from both sides of the road. Pedestrians were stopping, trying to figure out what kind of person would do this. Drivers begged her to move the vehicle, and what was her response? She stood firm and snapped back. I'm not moving it. I'm not turning around. No shame, no second thoughts, nothing. But the thing about communities is, when one stubborn person holds everyone hostage, the crowd eventually unites. After arguing with her to no avail, a group of frustrated people decided to take matters into their own hands. Literally.
¡Eso! ¡Dale! ¡Grábalos ahí! Eso. ¡Ahí déjenla! ¿Ya viste cómo grabo? ¡Al revés!
They surrounded the car, lifted it up with sheer manpower, and pushed it over to the curb. Problem solved. Of course, locals caught the whole thing on camera and the footage exploded online. The funniest part, even after her car was moved, she still tried to protest, but nobody cared anymore. The traffic flowed again, and she had to swallow the bitter pill. She wasn't the queen of the street after all. Next up, we've got a classic Karen thinks she's the parking police moment. We all know these types. The people who think it's their personal mission to enforce every rule, even when they're dead wrong. This Karen spotted a man parked in a handicapped space and immediately stormed over, camera in hand. She accused him of parking illegally and demanded he prove he was disabled. She literally turned into a self-appointed investigator. The man, staying calm, pointed to his official disability placard displayed clearly on the windshield. But did Karen accept it? Of course not.
Right.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
this is a disabled parking bay.
Okay, yeah, well done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you got a disabled badge?
Well, yeah, I do. It's at the front. Okay, yeah. Anything else?
She doubled down, claiming it was fake, and shouted, "You don't look disabled to me."
You don't look like you're disabled to me.
Okay, and what's that supposed to mean?
Oh, well, this is a disabled parking place, and
Yeah.
I would like to park my car
Yeah.
here.
Okay,
I
hold
have
on,
a
yeah.
disability.
Have you just not seen my disabled parking badge?
As if she was some kind of sidewalk doctor qualified to hand out medical diagnoses. When words didn't get her anywhere, she escalated. She actually tried to rip the placard off his car, forcing the man to quickly roll up his window to protect himself.
badge?
You see right there?
No, you show it to me.
No.
Take it out and show it to
No,
me.
I didn't
Now.
I didn't know why.
Now. What's your
Park it.
disability? Prove it.
It's none of your business.
Prove it to me.
The disabled badge right there. That's all you need to see.
Right, I'm going to take that out. Right.
What do you mean you take that out?
Take that badge.
Excuse me. I'm gonna close the window.
The fallout? She was sued for harassment and attempted property damage, and the judge hit her with a compensation bill that was anything but cheap. In the end, she lost more than just an argument. She lost her credibility and whatever dignity she had left. Now let's move to Ohio, where another Karen wrote herself into the book of world's dumbest customer complaints. This one started at a simple convenience store. Karen walked in and immediately picked a fight with the cashier, all because they didn't have her favorite flavor of chips. That's right, not a serious issue, not an emergency, just chips. The employee, who'd clearly had enough of dealing with people like her, called the police to calm things down.
I'm calling the police on you. Where'd you from? What's your badge? What's your number? Write it down. Write it the fuck down. I'm under arrest.
Just put your hands on me. Assault. Ma'am?
And you'd think at that point she might back off, but nope. Instead, she asked for the store's phone number so she could call the police on the police who were already standing there. Yes, she wanted to report the cops to themselves. If that isn't peak Karen behavior, I don't know what is. But she wasn't done yet. Out of nowhere, she shoved one of the officers. Big mistake. Within seconds, she was in handcuffs, charged with assaulting a police officer and disorderly conduct. The officer's body cam footage captured the entire meltdown, and once it hit the internet, it blew up instantly. People couldn't believe how far her entitlement had gone, all over a bag of chips.
Did you fucking prosecute him? No, this is my
Road rage is already bad enough, but mix it with a Karen and you've got a recipe for disaster, and sometimes poetic justice. A dash cam captured one such Karen during her morning meltdown. She leaned out her window, hurled a full cup of coffee at a red car next to her, and then chucked the empty cup too, just to add insult to injury. But karma was wide awake that day. Just a few seconds later, distracted while looking to the side, she plowed straight into the car in front of her. A nice crunchy fender bender. The damage? Double trouble. She'd now have to pay for repairs on both her own car and the other drivers. And the cherry on top, the driver with the dash cam was laughing hysterically as it happened and wasted no time posting the footage online. Thankfully, nobody was hurt. But the lesson here is crystal clear. Don't let your temper take the wheel. Road rage not only makes you look ridiculous, it can hit you right in the wallet. Sports stadiums are no strangers to crazy fans, but this one takes the cake. During a heated Mets versus Yankees baseball game, a young woman decided that she was far more important than everyone else around her. She asked a fan to switch seats with her. He politely declined. Her response? She put her feet on his back, literally using him as a footrest because she didn't get her way. Talk about spoiled behavior. It was the kind of move that screams, "I've never been told no in my entire life." The crowd wasn't having it. People started booing, security was called, and in no time, she was escorted out of the stadium. But the punishment didn't stop there. She was banned for life. That's right, she'll never be able to attend another game at that stadium again. To make matters worse for her, the entire incident was caught on camera and quickly went viral around the world. The guy she used as a footrest, however, became somewhat of a legend for staying calm and not retaliating. Honestly, he deserves a standing ovation for keeping his cool. Cue the meme applause for the true professional. Now let's talk about a meltdown that's equal parts tragic and hilarious. A woman was spotted outside a bus completely losing her mind. Why? Because her ex-boyfriend was inside. She demanded that he be forced off before the bus could continue its route. The driver, clearly recognizing the chaos waiting to happen, refused to let her on. That's when she completely lost control. She screamed, called the police, and in the heat of her tantrum, she punched the front windshield of the bus so hard that it cracked all the way across. Yes, with her bare hand.
Oh my God!
Get off the bus! Get off the bus!
No, you did that. Now you're going to jail.
Naturally, the whole thing was caught on video. The result? A $1,000 fine for the damages. Meanwhile, her ex probably stayed seated, riding off into the distance with a story he'll be telling for years. My ex literally tried to punch through a bus window to get to me.
Now you're going to jail. That's not our problem.
You can go, man.
Better run.
I mean, really.
Entitlement doesn't always come from the younger crowd. Sometimes it's grandma who takes center stage. In a public square, a group of skaters had been practicing without issue, but one older woman was sick of seeing them there and constantly complained. Since there had never been an actual accident, nothing was done about it, so she decided to take action herself, in the worst way possible. She walked right up to one of the skaters and threw herself in front of his board, faking an accident in hopes of getting skateboarding banned from the plaza. What she didn't realize was that a friend of the skater was filming everything. The video made it painfully obvious that her fall was staged. When she noticed the camera, she immediately popped up perfectly fine and then tried to snatch the camera from the guy's hand.
There we go. Whoa.
It didn't work. The skaters handed the footage over to the police before she even made it to the station. The whole stunt backfired, and she was forced to sign an agreement to stay away from the kids, or face real legal consequences next time. The internet, of course, had a field day with the clip, turning her into the punchline of the week. This Karen thought she could play neighborhood sheriff, but it didn't end the way she imagined. She was upset about how her neighbors parked their cars and stormed over to confront one of them. She complained that a car was on the yellow line and too close to hers. In reality, there was more than 3 feet of space between the vehicles.
Hey, I live there too. What makes you different?
I don't care.
What makes you different than me?
What makes me different than you?
Yes.
The fact that I've lived here for 20
Okay, and I live
years
over there and I pay rent as well.
I don't know
Hey,
where
look,
you live
she's
and
on
where
the
you
yellow.
live.
She's on the yellow line. I'm on the yellow line. Slim, go over there. What do you see? Both of us parked on the yellow line, but because she lives here, exactly. You're not supposed to park here either, but because she lives there.
Don't park here.
But she wasn't interested in facts, only in being right. Things escalated quickly, and she made the mistake of squaring up to a woman who was literally twice her size. Within seconds, she was on the ground, humiliated in front of everyone.
Don't park up against my
Please
car.
stay 6 feet away. Coronavirus. You are a Karen.
Back away.
You saw that. That's on camera. I got you. You spit in my face. 6 feet away. Call the cops. I got it on camera.
Realizing she wasn't going to win this one, she turned around and walked away. Luckily, no one was seriously hurt, but the whole thing could have gone much worse. After that day, neighbors say she never complained about parking again. Some Karens don't just have bad days, they have reputations. This one was already infamous for causing scenes and insulting employees. When she showed up at her local market, the owner had had enough. He blocked her at the entrance and flat out refused to let her in. Outraged, she called the police expecting backup, but when the officer arrived, she was told in no uncertain terms that a private business has the right to refuse service.
Drove all the way out here to purchase a couple of items. So what exactly should I do? Because I'd like to just walk on in, grab the items.
If he's not allowing you in, he is the owner of the store. They have the right to refuse service to anybody.
He's not the owner.
Illegal. Okay, well, they still have a right to refuse service if he's an employee there.
And the officer refused to intervene on her behalf. In other words, she called the cops thinking they'd be her saviors, but ended up ignored by everyone. Now she has to do her shopping at another store, hopefully far away enough for people to get some peace.
Because if I wanted to, I could take it further, and I won't.
Okay, fine.
I'm not here to do that.
Okay, have a
But
lovely day.
In the end, I was discriminated against for not being able to shop at your store.
That's your narrative.
Finally, we reached the most outrageous story on this list. One woman decided that her neighbor wasn't listening to her complaints. Instead of dropping it, or maybe, I don't know, ringing the doorbell, she chose the nuclear option, walking straight into his house without permission. That's right, she literally opened his door and stepped inside like she owned the place.
Doing this all the time.
Hey, you know, you could have just knocked on the door, rang the doorbell, we would have turned it
Oh,
on.
no. We did. You guys didn't hear it.
And that was the direction you chose to take this.
The homeowner, understandably shocked, immediately began recording her. She even had the audacity to take a photo of him inside his own home, as if that somehow justified her invasion, her excuse. We knocked and you didn't answer, as if that gave her the right to commit trespassing. The neighbor took note of her license plate, shared the video online, and soon the whole internet was roasting her. Now, she's facing trespassing charges, and her reputation has been shredded. The moral of the story, if you've got an issue with your neighbor, use the doorbell, or better yet, stay in your own lane, because when you treat the world like your personal backyard, eventually the world pushes back.